Yes, YouTubes, and welcome to the Social Entrepreneur. So, today's video is about being entrepreneurial on campus. I work as an entrepreneur in residence within a university in the UK, and I'm going to share with you 8 areas that I believe students can explore whilst they're studying at university to gain great skills, experience and expertise that support them to be entrepreneurial, to start up and to go on and become entrepreneurs. So area number 1 is the enterprise offer. All the universities in the UK hopefully have an enterprise and entrepreneurship offer. This enterprise and entrepreneurship offer usually sits within careers and employability and has a remit to support students and graduates to start commercial and social enterprise initiatives. And it does this in a variety of different ways. Usually it provides a range of sessions and activities like workshops and entrepreneurs monthly meetups, for example, and if you're lucky, it'll even provide a startup program. It is a really great way for you to be around like-minded individuals and to gain the skills, experience and expertise that you need to start up and go on to be a successful entrepreneur. Area number 2 where you can gain some good entrepreneurial experience. So, societies. Societies are usually run through Students' Union and they operate in a variety of different areas. A lot of universities, and hopefully yours, has an entrepreneurship society. So again, this is a great group to join to participate in other extracurricular activity that's going to surround you by like-minded individuals and support you to learn, grow and develop. In addition to entrepreneurship or entrepreneurial societies are other societies that focus on specific other areas that you might be interested in gaining entrepreneurial skills in or starting up in. So say that you're looking to set up a podcast or a YouTube channel. There'll be societies out there like the Student Radio or television station that you can join, be around other like-minded individuals that will provide you with the opportunity to work on other projects that will gain you the skills and experience to go off on your own to set up a podcast or a YouTube channel. They'll also provide you with the opportunity to interact and engage with other creative and entrepreneurial individuals like you that you might potentially be able to partner with to set something up. Area number 3, so work experience. The way that I actually got into entrepreneurship was by accident in a way. I was actually trying to gain work experience whilst I was at university and I was really struggling. I approached organisations for paid work experience, placements, internships and years in industry, but unfortunately I really struggled to do that. Hopefully you have more joy, but another way to gain work experience is through paid part-time employment. I gained part-time employment whilst I was in university with a specific company and that gave me some really good insights. Area 4. So this is something that I had to go into volunteering because, as I said, I really struggled to gain work experience and especially paid placements, internships and years in industry. So instead of approaching commercial organisations, what I decided to do was approach social, charitable and community-based initiatives because they were always looking for volunteers, but I simply didn't just volunteer my time. I had a specific focus on why I wanted to approach the organisation and what I wanted to get out of it in terms of skills, experience and expertise that would support my journey in the future. As a student, I approached and developed projects for organisations like The Big Issue, Salvation Army, Homeless World Cup, Age UK and Oxfam. A quick example of this was when I was at university, I was studying fashion design management. So I decided to condense my 3-year degree into a 3-month fashion design and its commercial development course that I created, and I approached the big issue to teach its vendors all the processes involved in the design, production, promotion and retail of fashion-based products. I even managed to get a grant off my university. The end outcome of the course was to create a branded range of clothing based and influenced on homelessness that could be sold to raise funds and awareness. And it was a really great experience where I could not only train and support individuals from disadvantaged and socially excluded backgrounds to gain skills and expertise in fashion, but I could also gain relevant experience of managing those individuals as designers to create a collection and a brand, and I could then look to do that for myself so that I could go on to start something up. Area number 5, so facilities and resources. You're never going to be in another situation where you're surrounded by other people that are trying to make something of themselves, have got time to invest in gaining experience on working on projects, on being creative, on being entrepreneurial. So if you were looking to start something up, for example, or gain some specific skills in an area that you need to be entrepreneurial or to be an entrepreneur in the future, you have loads of other individuals that you can go to. So for example, you need some help and support with creating some graphics or branding for a startup. You can go and find the visual communication department, approach some tutors to put you in contact with graphics students or illustrators or visual communicators. Maybe you want to create an app or a website for something and you don't know how to code, for example, or how to design a really good user experience. Well, again, there's going to potentially be courses within your university in different faculties or schools with students who are looking for projects to work on. And again, it's about going into those faculties, into those schools and talking to their tutors to pass on information that you're looking for some help and support, or even going into those areas and popping up posters saying who you are and what you're looking for, and hopefully someone will respond to you. They're also going to have particular equipment and resources that you might need or want access to develop a new product or service. There might even be an opportunity within that to partner and collaborate with some other students to set something up. Area number 6, academic work. I always liked to be entrepreneurial whilst I was at university to gain experience so that it would increase my employability, or if I got lucky, I would set up a product or a service that could become a business and I could work on and could employ me once I graduated. So on top of doing my degree and working part-time, there wasn't necessarily a huge amount of spare time to be entrepreneurial. So what I tried to do was be clever with it and incorporate my entrepreneurship or entrepreneurial endeavors with my coursework. So for example, were you studying modules around financial or business planning or marketing or accounting and finance? These are opportunities for you to do your coursework but incorporate other activities that you're doing outside of your course to look to start something up in. And what you can do is you can use your experience out of university, incorporate that into your work, which saves you time. So it doesn't necessarily mean you need to be doing your full-time course, working part-time and then finding additional time on that to be entrepreneurial. You can hopefully merge that into one. In addition to that, you'll be surrounded by lots of academics, not only within your school and your faculty, but right across the university itself, with really good knowledge in specific areas. And again, some of those academics might be able to help and support you, whether it's point you in the right direction in terms of information, or even it might be practical help and support as well as guidance in an area that you're looking to create a product or service in, for example, to start something up. Section 7, save funds. People generally associate entrepreneurship with making money, but it quite often takes a number of years to set up a successful initiative that's sustainable and can give you a residual income. So in the meantime, you can be entrepreneurial to save your funds. And a great way to do that on campus is, for example, something that I did was to become a subwarden within one of the halls of residence. And in return for being on duty and having various responsibilities and tasks, which in relative terms isn't a huge commitment, I was granted free accommodation for the entire year, saving me £10,000. So instead of having to pay out for accommodation, that £10,000 I could reinvest into my entrepreneurial initiatives. An additional benefit to this was also that I was now surrounded by hundreds of students that were in different schools and faculties right across the university. So if there was a specific academic or type of student that I wanted to approach with some skills, experience or expertise that could help and support me with one of my entrepreneurial projects, then they could help feed me into that facility and identify the right individuals. And finally, Section A is to start something up. Whilst I was at university, I was creative and entrepreneurial, mainly to gain work experience. But towards the end of my university experience, I recognised that actually it was really difficult to gain employment within the industry. So in a sense, I was forced to start something up to create my own employment. Like I said, it usually takes a couple of years to set up something successful. So I kind of started something up on the guise that whilst I was applying and looking for work experience in industry, it would give me something interested to talk about. Equally, if I was applying for positions with employers and there were specific areas that I didn't have the right skills, experience or expertise, I could use my own initiative to gain those experiences and to evidence that to hopefully gain employment. Were I not able to gain employment, the hope was that if I'd start something up, then that might actually be able to employ me in the future and I could grow and develop that initiative to employ others. What actually happened to me was when I graduated and I continued to run a small startup, is a large organisation actually came across what it was that I was doing and offered me my first position as an entrepreneur in residence. This is why I'm a real advocate for being entrepreneurial on campus, whether you actually want to start something up and become an entrepreneur, or whether actually you just want to develop your entrepreneurial skills that supports your employability and ability to gain employment and a good career in the future. Being entrepreneurial as opposed to not being entrepreneurial is always going to create other opportunities that you didn't even know existed. So my first graduate level position as an entrepreneur in residence didn't even exist. An organisation came across me, thought that I was really creative and entrepreneurial and interesting and could help and support their large organisation to grow and to develop new products and services. So they approached me and offered me a position that they created specifically for me to bring me in and to work with them for a number of years. Moving on from that, that also then created other opportunities for me to go and work as an entrepreneur in residence and go into a career that I didn't even knew existed. I hope today's video on being entrepreneurial on campus was useful to you and that it highlighted some really good areas that you can get involved in within university to gain entrepreneurial skills, experience and expertise, whether that's to start up and become an entrepreneur or whether to develop your employability skills to make yourself stand out and gain a position in industry in the future. Please like, comment, subscribe and share, and I look forward to seeing you in another video. Bye.